welcome to a very wintry episode of The Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley, and you might be thinking, wait, what are you doing back in Los Angeles? Weren't you in Alabama these last 2 weeks? Well, I happen to know a guy with a magic sleigh, and I am back here at the wintry chalet that is Disgraceland with the two-headed Father Christmases of the greatest podcast. It's my friends,
Ed Greer
and Ron Swallow.
Welcome back, fellas. You in the Christmas mood? How's everyone feeling?
Well, I think I am in the Christmas mood.
Yeah,
I feel pretty jolly.
Yeah,
and, I've been working out and getting my muscle Santa, my violent night Santa rather than regular Santa.
Ooh, yeah.
Where I'm going. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty festive.
What about you, Ron?
This is the first year I've gotten over poor brain for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like most of the time, my lovely lady, now fiance, loves to go visit her mom for Christmas. And they also buy each other lots of presents.
Sure.
And as growing up as a poor person from 16 on my own from 16 till now, my general rule is never buy anything, you're going to die.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works. Like, don't buy the stuff, because if you buy the stuff, then you don't have money, and then you die. That's how it works. You're going to be homeless, and then you're going to,
Yeah.
So this is the first year where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on this trip. I'm going to have a nice time.
Where are you going?
Bought some presents. We go to Oregon, Waldport, Oregon.
Okay, right on. Yeah, I hate to confirm your fears there, but my mother is an estate sale broker.
Yeah.
So my entire life is going into dead old people's houses and seeing things that were bought off of 1-800 numbers late night on TV that were unopened in the back of the closet. So I have a unique view of what you're talking about, and it's kind of true. And when you're gone, guess what? You know what your kids want? They want jewels and they want liquor, and that's it. The rest of your shit, we're pricing it out and selling it at bargain basement prices, baby.
Yeah. Nobody need all these fucking Thigh Masters and P90X DVDs and shit that you never used.
Oh, yeah.
And this treadmill with all the clothes on it.
I was just about to say, some really expensive coat racks that you could use as a treadmill if you wanted to. But
look, there is a 3D printer that has not been taken out of a box and is now in a storage unit. So,
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, that's the best part about that particular job is it's kind of like Storage Wars, but you get to go through the storage unit first and decide if you want to make money off of it or not. But also, as a person who grew up around that industry, watching Storage Wars is also very difficult, because when they bust open a thing, a guy will be like, "Oh man, there's like 1,000 books in here. I bet I can make some money off this." You're like, nope. People don't read. Hardcovers are $1. Paperbacks are 25 cents, my man.
Dude, and when you think about the vast majority, I don't know, maybe this is too heady for this early in the podcast, but bro, I'm starting to think about how like classics are classics because they stand the test of time.
Right.
The year that Marathon Man or Jaws or whatever you think is classic or Citizen Kane came out, 5 billion movies came out that same year.
Oh, yeah.
With the same production value, made by the same studios. And you don't remember them because they didn't stand the test of time because they were just pieces of their time.
And most of them won Best Picture.
Some of them definitely did. I mean, when people look back on Gladiator, they'll be like, what the fuck was it going up against?
Oh,
this is an okay movie, but
that is not even the worst. Let's talk The Artist, okay?
Yes, exactly.
That was the best movie of 2011. The best.
Yeah, the very best.
The Artist.
Man, 2011 sucked, dude.
Look at fucking like shit like Crash.
Crash, yeah.
Like just crazy bullshit. So I'm just saying, like when you look at like a shelf full of books, most of those are like airport pot boilers, fucking these guys who write like, his name was Agent X and he kicked people in the neck.
Yeah.
And he went to the CIA, and just Tom Clancy garbage books. Most books are just garbage, even though books are the best.
Right.
Yeah, you better not call my favorite thing to do garbage. You son of a bitch.
I'm just saying, most of everything is garbage.
Yeah.
It is.
Even things like most opera probably sucks dick. The opera snobs are like, oh, you see that shitty performance of Cavalieri or whatever the fuck?
Yeah. Do you ever go to estate sales? That's where you find all your books.
I've bought some books at estate sales, yes.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, speaking of garbage, I have something that I was contacted about on Twitter, and that is that Mountain Dew has their holiday flavor. And
I'm going to love this. Ed's going to hate it.
Oh, yeah. So to follow up from last year, Mountain Dew's holiday flavor was called Ginger Snapped, and it had like an angry gingerbread man on it.
Oh, shit.
And it was better than you would think, but still not great.
Okay.
And they have already announced next Christmases. So the surprise is gone. I already know what's coming out for Christmas 2023. And that one is called, I believe it's called Candy Cobra. So it's going to be like intense candy cane. But in the meantime, we must suffer the slings and arrows of Christmas 2022's Fruit Quake.
Oh.
Fruit Quake.
Fruit Quake.
Fruit Quake. That's right. The delicious.
Does it have raisin flavoring in it?
I do not know. I just.
Mountain Dew ever say what flavor it really is?
Yeah, well, so they this is the brand's official statement. Mountain Dew is back with a holiday hot take. So you already know it's like a hot take is a thing that offends half the people when you say it. So you're already bracing for something intensely bad. But they said in an email, "We're making fruitcake cool again."
Oh, again? That suggests that it was ever cool.
Yeah, so Fruitquake is billed as a bold spin on the dated, because there's dates in there, holiday classic, and the red drink being sold in appropriately festive bottles and cans. So that's the Mountain Dew's company line. So it's got it's supposedly cherries, raisins, cranberries, and apple is like the general flavor.
Oh,
but
that's amazing. It's not listed on these.
Oh yeah, what is it? Dextrose.
It's high fructose corn syrup,
classic,
citric acid,
gotta be
sodium benzoate, gum, Arabic, caffeine, sodium citrate, red 40.
What are y'all's thoughts on fruitcake? Because I am actually of the opinion that if done well, fantastic. But if you get that weird one out of the box, no.
I just think it's just a high potentiality for it to be nasty.
Yeah.
What I mean?
I think that's the problem. It's like, if I'm eating it from someone on the Greatest British Bake Off, I'm probably going to have a delicious fruitcake.
Right,
but otherwise, it's going to be a pile of garbage.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, yeah, I think you could do a good fruitcake, especially if it's like a rum cake situation where you pour some booze in there. That's fun.
Man. I think in the lycanthropes versus vampiric battle that is cake versus pie, I am a pie person.
Oh yeah,
pie guy,
a werewolf pie person.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Obviously, you already know that I don't drink. And
right.
One time I did have a fruitcake that had
the rum in there.
And I took a bite and was like, "Blah! There is something wrong with this cake. Nobody eat the cake." They were like, "No, Ron, there is alcohol in it." I was like, "Oh,
that's what it tastes like."
You're more straight edge than a ruler, buddy.
Yeah, it's bad.
Nah, nothing wrong with that. I mean,
it's necessary.
Yeah, for sure. But if you go,
you guys have seen the shit that I do completely sober.
There's in the mountains of North Georgia, there is in the middle of goddamn nowhere, there's a Cuban restaurant called the Rum Cake Lady. And it's just this, and they have the Cuban sandwiches and stuff, but she also makes incredible rum cakes.
Wow.
And then you have to eat those and then drive back to Alabama. Yeah, so you're kind of like, oh, this might have been all right. Might have to pull over and sleep this off. Yeah, unfortunately, they had this available in cans, but unfortunately, it was only available in a 12-pack. So I had to settle for the 20-ounce bottle. So, apologies to our ASMR people, but here we go. Oh, not as good.
not quite as good. Still decent, though.
Oh, we still got this part. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is nice.
It's weird because I already knew what color it was because I can see the bottle, but once you put it in the glass, it's so much less appetizing.
Yeah. It's like We Are Vampires on True Blood.
All right, fellas, are we ready to get quaked?
Yeah.
Baked and quaked. Here we go.
All right.
Oh, God, the smell already.
It's very floral.
Yeah, I was gonna say it smells like a Fabuloso cleaning product.
Yeah.
There is some fruit, like your grandma's bathroom.
Yeah, grandma's bathroom. You know what I was gonna say? Dish soap. This is like the purple Gain dish soap, the lavender Gain.
Well, it's got some of that, but it's also got this like potpourri situation too.
This is bizarre.
It smells like stuff I would eat or drink when I was a child. Yes.
You'd eat potpourri?
You know me.
I bet your breath was fresh as fuck. Oh, it's got bite.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's got bite. There's some ginger in there. So this might be like a cranberry ginger ale kind of situation.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm almost disappointed in it.
I know,
being
right?
Fine.
Yeah, I will say this is
tastes more interesting. I mean, it smells more interesting than it tastes.
Right, but even the taste, I would say this is one of the more interesting sodas I've ever had.
Yeah.
Just generally, because a lot of times my criticism of Coke and Pepsi when they try to do like orange Coke or whatever, it's like they don't go hard in the fucking paint when they need
and there's
to.
like no orange, barely at all.
Right. With this, it's like, no, we're going weird. I mean, they said it. It's like, we're trolling you.
Yeah.
This is
It's
a hot take.
complex. I think this is the first soda I've had in a while that I would describe as complex. Hints of Arabica beans.
It does feel like it's disappointed its father.
Yeah. This
You already finished yours.
I had to take it down. It was too weird.
I'm enjoying it.
It was one of those where I was just going to keep sipping at it. And I was like, I just better take this down so I don't have to think about it again.
It's definitely got like if cranberry and ginger beer got together.
It's got the ginger beer thing going on. Yeah. I don't know. It's all right.
Like they licked each other's ass.
Yeah. I got to say, I'm much more stoked for Cobra Cane or whatever.
Yeah.
Candy
I'm
Cobra.
curious what that's going to be about.
Candy cane. It's like a mint Mountain Dew.
Oh, no, that sounds fucking horrific.
I mean, yeah, it sounds bad, but
mint ruins me.
I'm ready.
In soda?
Stand
Tea is fine. Tea's fine.
Yeah.
Put some mint in tea.
Well, the reason I'm kind of excited for it, I do enjoy in the summertime when they have those like 5 gum and it's kind of a minty citrus gum, you know? It's pretty good.
Okay,
So
yeah.
maybe the door is open for this to be okay, but we'll see.
Oh, wait a minute. Was 5 gum that gum that used to do those commercials, kind of like those old Memorex commercials where the guy's sitting out, he's getting blown back by how powerful the Memorex speakers were?
Yeah.
You
The
get
breath.
blown into a new dimension by how awesome 5 gum was.
The winter fresh.
Isn't it crazy how tastes have changed? Do you remember when Snapple came out?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
When I drink a Snapple, it was the craziest thing I'd ever tasted in my whole life. And I was like, this is fucking incredible. I was addicted to Snapple for like a year and a half. And then there was like a bunch of other weird beverages, and Snapple just disappeared and is like normal.
Yeah.
Now
Well-
I drink a Mango Madness, and I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, we talked about back in I think the summer sometime all of the pretenders to Snapple's throne, Fruitopia.
Fruitopia was my motherfucking jam. They had like I think a green Fruitopia, and they had like whatever, but they're like regular
Kiwiberry Ruckus.
Dude, you know what I thought to myself when I was a kid? I was like, look, man, I'm just gonna get rich enough to have Fruitopia coming out of the taps. That's exactly what I want. And then the shit went away, and I was like,
Well, Ed, I've got great news for you.
What?
Let's book some shows in Canada because it's still available in Canada.
oh shit.
Yeah, Fruitopia lives in Canada. In America, it got rebranded as Minute Maid. Fuck that. We're going to Canada.
Dude, I'm gonna eat some poutine and slam some Fruitopia.
It's a
sounds
paradise.
delicious.
Yeah, I mean, we'll wait till it's warm. You know, we're not crazy.
I'm
but,
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry we never got rid of Fruitopia. We've still got passion fruit awareness. What about you? Okay.
I want that now.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good.
Anybody
It
in
was so
Canada
good.
who wants some funny people to come to your town?
Or send it to us. Hey,
Yeah.
I'll have you guys back. We'll get a bottle. We had a listener in Scotland send us some Iron Brew, and we,
I've heard that episode. That was
Tried
good.
that down. So, hey, it's if you got some Fruitopia laying around up there in Canada, we'll take it. DM me. I'll shoot you my address. We'll get Ed and Ron back on the show.
Yeah.
But the thing I wanted to mention was Snapple. When that first came out, I was in probably 3rd grade maybe, and I was playing baseball. And I remember chugging a full strawberry kiwi Snapple, and it was like, oh, this is the best. And then I walked up, and this kid that always used to like kind of bully me on the baseball team was just like, "What's up, loser?" and punched me in the stomach, and I puked directly on his face. And
He deserves that.
it was I think it was my first instant karma
I
experience.
say that might almost make me believe in karma.
I know, right? It was perfect. Like, just like, what's up? Boom. And then he hit me as I was walking in the dugout, just blah, 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 and Snapple all over him.
It's too bad everybody didn't throw up. Like,
Yeah,
Stand by me.
the whole dugout
It's just everybody-
and to forfeit the game due to Snapple.
all from that bully's being an asshole.
And then it would become a Snapple fact on the inside of a cap.
Yeah,
Did you know?
Auburn, Alabama, 1995. Cancel a game due to our delicious strawberry kiwi flavor. I don't think I have to tell our listeners this. Everybody's chill. But if for some reason you know somebody tell your friends, tell your family to chill out on the retail people this week, because this is a nightmare situation working anywhere around Christmas time. Because if you're working in retail, you've got obviously insane people coming in trying to shop for the last minute, and they're mad that they don't have whatever. And then if you work in restaurants, everybody's family is in town and they're all obnoxious. So tip as much as you can. Be nice to your retail people. But I
practice the P&T.
Yes.
Please and thank you.
That's right.
Nice.
That's right. That's very, very important. But I wanted to share some holiday retail and restaurant nightmares that I culled from Reddit.
Wow.
Yes.
There's a great Reddit called Retail Hell, and it's been up for over a decade at this point, and it's just people sharing insane things that happen to them working retail or in restaurants and that kind of thing.
It's an inexhaustible supply because people's basic narcissism and rudeness. It's the lifeblood of our country, of the world, almost, and it's just like, yeah, dude, it'll never stop.
Oh,
popping.
yeah.
That Reddit there would never stop popping.
Oh, yeah. And having worked in a bunch of restaurants, have I worked in retail? I don't think I have. I've worked in restaurants. That's the closest to it. But yeah, it's one of those things where you're going to get a million crazy things that happen to you. And especially like around this time of year when you're just like already overworked and everything's terrible, things really start to stick out. So you can tell a lot of these stories that people are sharing, they've been holding on to them for a while, and they're all pretty good. So I was going to share a couple of them. This one is from a user, Dances with Yorkies. And it won't surprise you, the first line. I work at a pet store. It was Christmas Eve, and lucky me, I was organizing the dog shoes. Which I'm like, this is already the stupidest pet store.
Yeah.
I guess I don't have a dog, so maybe this is a normal thing, but it's just saw that. They say sometimes people will steal one and only one shoe. There's 4 shoes for a dog. And she's like, wait, there's only 3 shoes here. So she's trying to get the dog shoes in order. So a customer comes up to me and says, excuse me, what time do you open tomorrow? So they say, we're closed tomorrow. In fact, we're closing in half an hour because it's Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. That's unacceptable. I need a manager. Which is,
right away. Wow.
Yeah, right. I mean,
no pause, no nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. No, are you sure that's correct?
No,
I need a manager immediately.
This place that sells dog shoes dares to be closed on Christmas? Are you saying that the demand for dog shoes is not high enough on Christmas Day?
If that fucking thing ain't dying, you don't have an animal emergency on Christmas.
No. Also, what does he think a manager's going to do? Is like, thanks. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I will just hire everybody else. We'll all work.
Right.
I can just, you know what? You're right. We'll open it up for you.
Thanks for bringing that to our attention.
Yeah.
That we were fucking over the people who shop for their dogs on Christmas.
Yeah, jeez.
Sometimes, hey,
thank you so much.
Your dog leash breaks at 8 a.m. on Christmas morning. What are you going to do? There's nothing to be done except you guys have to open. So I need a manager. The Dances with the Yorkies says, sure, just a second. So I flag her down from the next aisle. The manager says, what's the problem? She says, I want to shop tomorrow. She says, we're closed tomorrow, but you can always use our website. And she says, I'll be here no matter what. And at that point, I'm just like, by all means, please come back here tomorrow.
Yeah.
That sounds that's like Max Cady.
That sounds like a threat.
Yeah, well, it turns out to be a pretty justified threat. The next day, one associate and a manager comes in for half an hour to feed the animals. So it's a pet store, so they're feeding the birds and shit. And they hear someone banging on the door. It's the customer from yesterday.
Oh, shit.
The customer starts ripping at the seal around the door and kicking the glass. Police were called and they took her away in handcuffs. I'm sure she had a lovely Christmas. So.
Damn.
I mean, I got to say, shout out to the crazy lady because
that's dedication.
Making good on threats. People talk a big game, but this lady actually showed up and tried to break the door down at Christmas on the next day.
Oh, dude, it's just funny how like mania is processed by our culture. Like, I'm thinking she's in some movie where she desperately, on this day, because of some Christmas thing, she has to complete the plot of this movie, and you're fucking that up. That's not the case, but movies have taught me to think of it maybe it's that way.
Right.
You know, maybe she's on the Back to the Future mission.
Yeah,
what do you think? What is it? What was so important?
There was like a salamander that got delivered late night on the night before Christmas that she had to liberate or something weird.
But I would say even in movies, even dystopian movies, pet stores are still closed on Christmas. Like that's not a thing anyone needs on Christmas. Things that are open are grocery stores, and that's kind of it, right?
There was an alien who showed up her house and said, if you do not shop at this store on Christmas, we will blow up the earth.
Get hit by a meteor that we will nudge with our spaceship.
This is from another user. It's been a long time, but I'm a veteran of 3 Christmases at Target. Ooh. Right around the time that flat screen TVs were starting to get affordable for the average person, one Black Friday we had an $800 TV that was on sale for less than $300 with a limit of 2 per customer. This guy comes in with his 5 kids, and each of them grabs 2 TVs.
Oh, my God.
Our last 12 TVs. So the guy grabs 2. All of his 5 kids grab 2. And that's all of them. Some lady who had been waiting outside since the wee hours saw them all lined up and took issue with it. She comes to complain to me, and I tell her, as long as they're paying separately, there's nothing I can do. I'm like, are they opening a fucking restaurant? Like a sports bar? Why does this family need 12 TVs?
Open a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Look, coming from a long line of sketchy motherfuckers, they were obviously going to sell those.
Reselling them for, for MSRP.
Flip them TVs.
So as long as they're paying separately, nothing I can do. She doesn't like my response and goes and starts a verbal altercation with the man, who quickly escalates it to a physical altercation and then starts to include other people. So now there's just this guy like probably pushed this lady in the middle of the store, and people are like, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Don't push that lady. And then,
Oh my God.
She ends up destroying 4 of the TVs by stomping on them.
Team Petty. I kind of love that.
Yeah, me too.
And he ends up punching her and knocking out her tooth.
Whoa!
So, yeah, I was like, Jesus.
Merry fucking Christmas.
This is just uncalled for. Both them and another guy all get hauled off by the police. So some other third party just also gets arrested.
The craziest part is, you might not realize this, but that's actually what Jingle All the Way is based on.
That's right. It was a Turbo Man. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I got to say, my favorite person in the story, and it's the person that nobody's focusing on, is that third guy who got arrested, because he's the craziest guy in the world.
Oh, yeah. No, he saw some shit going down. He tears his shirt off and just jumps into the melee.
Yes.
That type of shit. Like, those people were always ready to go, and they're like, fuck, I got to get in there.
No, I got the perfect thing. And he's like, has to go out to his car to get his fucking like nightstick or whatever.
Yeah, it's fucking katana blade.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes to the...
Don't worry, this is the bamboo one.
Yeah.
This is my training sword.
Yeah, he goes to the camping section and gets the machetes, and he's like swinging them around.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that guy's he's the scariest guy. He said the last line, "It's a warm memory that still stirs my holiday spirits." It's like, yeah, get me too.
I do love that that guy was like, well, I gotta let these children buy these TVs.
Yeah.
I think you could make an argument that a 9-year-old should not be able to buy a TV with his own money.
Yeah.
Like, that 9-year-old worked to make that $300 he has in his pocket.
$600. That's for 2 TVs.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is this guy has like 25 credit cards that are all basically maxed out, and he just hands them out to the kids like he's dealing stud. He's like, all right, here, you take the Amex, you take the Master, you take Capital One. Just do this. Lined up.
I still remember. I don't even know if this company is in existence anymore. There's a place called Children's Palace. And it was a place to buy toys around when Toys R Us was functional as well. It was like Toys R Us's rival in Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
Go to Children's Palace around Christmas time, and I'm going to buy my little toys. And I saw this kid with all the toys I wanted, running with several $100 bills in his hand. And I'm like 8, he's like 6.
Yeah.
And he's running with everything I wanted. And $100 bills in his hands, just in his little shitty hand. They dropped their lunch pass, they dropped their pencils, and he's just running around with $100 bills. I'll never forget it. I was like, that kid before, you know what I'm saying? Before the age of reason had more money than I've ever seen in my life.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it was a lasting memory that fucked me up around Christmas.
You know that kid's fucked up too, by the way, because you know what his parents did? Hey, here's $200. Go buy whatever you want. I'm busy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or Daddy's drinking. Here.
Here's $300. Can you buy some stuff with that?
I have to figure out who to fire at my very important company.
What's the exchange rate on inattention? Because I would love to like trade some attention for some shit.
Right.
I would have loved that.
Yeah. I guess that's a good point.
Yeah. If I could have some of that money and you could have some of my...
I would have traded that for not having to wear my brother's shoes.
Exactly.
This is an anonymous user. I'm fairly new to management at the small bakery where I work. We closed early today for Christmas Eve, and as I was finally locking the doors to take my little girl Christmas shopping, a woman came blazing up in her Mercedes. Don't tell me you're closed. I need a bunch of desserts.
Fuck.
It's like, dude, I would not even acknowledge that person's existence.
Yeah, no.
No. And she says, I'm standing right in front of the sign on the door, which displays our holiday hours, and I'm awkwardly pointing to it and smiling and saying, I'm terribly sorry, but we're closed. And she says, oh, it'll just take me a minute, and I'm sorry, we're closed. The registers are closed and there's no product to sell. Once she realizes her smarmy smile isn't getting her anywhere, she snarls, I checked your website and it says you're open until 8 p.m. And she says, I know this is a lie because I'm the one who updated the website with our holiday hours a month ago.
Oh, shit. Check. And mate.
Yeah. She gets the crazy eyes in front of my daughter and screams, you will be available to serve me.
Holy shit.
It's like, that is some Disney villain shit.
You will.
Yeah.
That's some rich people shit right there.
Yeah. Rich or Jafar, one or the other.
You will be available to serve me.
Once I have this genie, you will serve me. This is such an odd statement that I numbly apologize again and back towards my car with my daughter behind me while she's screaming at me, fuck you, bitch, you ruined Christmas dinner.
Oh, God.
Nah, you ruined your own Christmas dinner. You're a rich person. Take personal responsibility.
I am a guy who, at all times, mid-range has my shit together. And I could tell you that if it's 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve, if you don't have desserts, baby, you're not getting desserts.
And you know what? You know what really bothers me about this story? You were talking about that's rich people shit. You know what? It's people who think they're rich people shit.
Yeah.
You're right.
Goofy sports Mercedes and all this bullshit pulling up. That person doesn't have enough money to have personal help. Get shit like this in a timely fashion.
Yeah.
But she has just enough money to feel imperious over workers. And
No,
shit.
you're right.
You know what I mean? That upper middle class shittiness is almost
she
worse.
makes $68,000 and $500.
Yeah.
$68,500 a year.
Yeah.
She's kind of rich, but she's living out of her means.
Yeah.
Right.
She doesn't have enough time.
In like Wisconsin. You know what I mean? So she's just balling for her area.
Yeah. And she's giving her kid $200 to go run through the store in front of little Ed.
Yeah. Traumatized.
And then yelling at somebody about their fucking desserts.
Oh, man.
The best.
You ruined.
You ruined my Christmas dinner. The last line is great. My daughter was silent as we pulled out of the parking lot and finally said in a very small voice, that made me so sad. It's like, damn, kid with the fucking alley-oop.
Oh, wow. Out of the mouth of babes, as they say.
Fucking amazing.
I love how they can just put the button on stuff, you know? Keep it simple.
It's perfect.
Keep it fucking simple. That made me so sad.
That made me really sad. This is another one. First thing, it's perfect. I worked at Hot Topic during the holiday season. You're like, oh, God.
Dude, here we go. What Cannibal Corpse fan came in?
Yeah. This actually just makes the Hot Topic look terrible. The minimum amount of hours that they could work you was 4 hours a week, and that's exactly what they did for the whole month. They also made every employee work a mandatory 12-hour shift for Black Friday because the mall was going to be open for 24 hours that day. Oh. And I'm like, okay, so they didn't give you enough hours until they decided to break you under
that sounds about right.
The wheel
corporations.
Employees were encouraged to wear dresses and shirts from the store and try to sell them. We were told that if the item was sold out, though, we had to sell the piece we were wearing to the customer.
What?
And like,
give me the shirt off your back.
So obviously, I assume the idea is like you go get another shirt and swap them out, but it's so much funnier to be like retail as strip poker. Yeah. Like once you're nude, you get to leave.
That motherfucker's a hell of a salesperson.
Right. Well, Bradley, I see your dongus. It's time for you to clock out. Nice balls, by the way. Merry Christmas.
I didn't know they were pierced.
Yeah.
Hot topic.
The Monday after Black Friday, we were all fired.
That's
like this.
Yeah,
hot topic.
I hope they sued the shit out of them.
Shit, I'm sure this is in some godforsaken right to work state where
you can't sue anybody.
Right? Yeah, it's like, oh no, did they fuck you? That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. They also didn't pay your overtime.
Yeah. Why are you naked, by the way?
Well, but at least those are like good people. I had a shitty job. I was a real asshole in my previous life before I became a comedian, and I worked as a bill collector for Ameriquest Mortgage.
Oh God!
And they used every bill collecting place has a day where you come in hella early and you just call the shit out of everybody so you can make that last amount of money so that you can show the month tally was bigger than the last
quarterly earnings,
whatever that type of shit. So like everyone I've ever been to had one of those. We're out here on the West Coast, so we would show up at 3:30 so that we could get on the phones right at 4 and call the East Coast. We could call, I think, at 7 o'clock. It was Sunday. 9 times out of 10, it was, for some reason, the last day of the month that we could work would be on like a Sunday. Sunday, 7 o'clock in the morning. Your phone rings. Oh, no. And it's me talking about your mortgage and your piece of shit and all this jazz.
And this was probably the years before every phone call was a scam.
Right. Dude, so it was so brutal, dude. And to be there from 6 in the morning to like almost 10 at night.
Oh my God.
It was like brutal. It was really fucking brutal. And I don't know how I did it.
I was going to say, what was the best like bitching out that you got? Or was there one?
I got some that were pretty harrowing, actually. I called this guy and I go, yo, you're fucking, your mortgage is 3 months behind. And he's like, shit, man. That's fucking crazy, man.
That's what I
say. I give Darla that money every single month. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, but we don't get it.
Yeah.
And I just stopped talking. And he wanted me to say more, and I was like, not saying it anymore. And he was like, hell you say. And then I hear him put the phone down, and he stomps off, and he opens the door, and I hear whispering and eventually shrieking.
Oh my God!
Oh fuck!
Dude. Oh no!
You got someone murdered,
dude. And then this quavering voice comes back on the phone and goes, I guess I gotta do a check by phone. And she gives me a check by phone for like $10,000.
Oh my God!
To catch up the fucking mortgage.
Holy shit!
And then the guy, and I go, is everything all right over there? And he goes, yeah, man, I think we're cool now. And right as the phone is hanging up, he goes, you fucking dumb bitch, you done fucked up my shit. And I didn't hear anything else.
Oh my God.
So like I fucking literally, I called back and I didn't hear anything. But then like the next month, she answered the phone and she's alive, I guess. And she was like, oh, hey, are you the one? How you doing? And she gives me a check by phone instantly to catch up her. She was almost 30 days late.
Oh, God.
She caught back up. So it's like with mortgages, I think people decide to play around. And a lot of times people have different homes and shit.
Right.
So right around that time, I think people were flipping houses, fucking around, taking money, shifting stuff.
Yeah, why did the economy collapse?
Exactly.
Was it because banks were letting people do that?
Dude, and let me tell you something. America's Mortgage is one of the shittiest mortgage companies of all time. I hesitate to even say I was down with them because they were so shady. They sponsored the fucking World Series one year.
Yeah.
And the next year they were out of business. That tells you how shady they were.
How the like fuck? A FTX situation.
Yes,
yeah.
Very much
They had the what was it, the baseball stadium in Miami last year, and now they're gone.
It's as if when you move around pretend stuff.
Yeah.
That whoa, that might backfire on you.
Right.
Well, that's interesting about these retail stories is these are at least real products.
Yes. Yeah.
My retail stories is, you guys, some of you know, I used to sell sandwiches and salads to businesses. And this actually works because it was just before I was about to go on Christmas break. So first off, the place that I would go to had a sort of outside courtyard where it wasn't quite outside. It was sort of like almost like a screen atop the thing.
Yeah.
So it was dependent upon weather. So if it gets cold, it's fucking cold. And I had a lot of customers, like 15, 20 people would line up, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get through it quickly so nobody has to freeze their asses off. And there'd be a lady who would come, and every day she'd be like, hey, can I get a muffin? I'd be like, sure, no problem. She's like, oh, how much is the muffin? I'm like, it's $1.50. And then she would go, $1.50?
She'd do this every day.
Why so much? Every single fucking day.
Yeah.
And then I would say something as polite like, I don't know, you know how it is.
Times are crazy.
Yeah, whatever.
Those blueberries, though.
And then she would buy the muffin and pay in dimes and nickels from a fucking purse. And people would just be like furious behind her, so fucking mad, and they'd be like, I'm sorry. And they just pay me, and then, they would go.
Right.
And then one day, I don't know what happened. She asked, I don't know if I had maybe it was a bad driving day, whatever. She comes and she's like, oh, can I get a muffin? I'm like, yes. She's like, how? It's $1.50.
$1.50.
And then she goes, why so much? And I'm like, you know what? If you think this muffin is too expensive, you can go somewhere else and buy it.
Yeah. Make your own goddamn muffins.
Make a muffin. Do whatever you want.
Do you know how many muffins you can make for $1.50?
Oh my fucking God.
Fucking million of them. Go do that.
Go do it. Just go do it and stop. And stop this.
A bag of Jiffy muffins is a fucking $1.50.
Yeah. And then she was getting mad. And then she was like, well, you don't have to be so rude. And I was like, people are waiting behind you. You do this every single day. I've told you every day it's $1.50. No, I have to do this.
The muffin is now $3.
You have a choice to either buy this muffin or never buy this muffin from me again. What do you want to do? And then she goes, okay, I'll buy it. And then she pulls out the change purse. And I was like, no, you have to give me dollars.
Yeah.
And then she never complained again.
Okay.
Kept coming and buying the muffin.
Yeah.
So it worked, but it was just like,
See,
it took a year for me to become furious.
Somewhere out there's a 150-year-old woman doing a podcast right now, just being like, "This boy was mean,
so mean to me."
Well, dude, even then, I'm trying to see the other side where it's like that was like her only interaction the whole day. That like keep her chained to a chair in the basement.
It's possible. Who knows?
That's what a lot of this is people who don't talk to human beings and don't touch grass. Go out into the real world, and all of a sudden they're just like. They're feral. They've been cut loose.
Feral people?
Yeah. They've just been sitting there staring at the walls, and now it's time to talk? Uh-oh. All of a sudden,
you're stuff to say.
I was going to say, next thing you know, you're punching out a lady and stomping on a TV. This is a quick one from Peggy. Once, when on my hands and knees picking up clothes from under the sales rails, which I'd never heard it called that, the clothes rack, the sales rails. I think this might be British. Under the sales rails, a woman stood on my hair and fingers and didn't move until she found her size.
Oh, wow. Ma'am, you're sitting on my fingers.
Yeah. Well,
this hurts a lot.
Excuse me.
Bloody
Pardon.
You're ever so heavy.
Yeah, I didn't.
Perhaps less fruitcake.
Yeah. So this is a great username. Usernames are stupid 12. And this is the
awesome.
This is the last one. This one is awesome. I worked at a restaurant that is right across the street from the mall. We were open on Black Friday, so naturally after people got great deals or whatever, they would come to eat. Anyway, I'm sitting back at the house Black Friday morning waiting for my inevitably long shift to start. It was incredibly busy, as it was, but I wasn't about to clock in early. So I was BSing with one of the managers when I heard the hostess scream through the walkie-talkie, "Help! Help!" So I immediately rushed to the entrance to see two grown men on the ground fighting. One of them was in nothing but his underwear. So as a guy who's coming to mini restaurants for a morning shift where you're just like half asleep, you're just drinking that coffee, just like, God damn it, to suddenly just snap to help, and now there's a mostly naked man just tussling. That's better than coffee, my friend. You're like, I'm awake.
Yeah, you won't need to drink this fruitcake Mountain Dew for that.
Yeah. Fruit quakes out the window. My manager's trying to pull them off of each other while screaming, "Fucking stop! This is a family restaurant. There are children here." I'm like, that manager's the nerdiest nerd. I know why he's the manager. He's probably younger than the guy writing the story.
Yes.
That is one of those situations. Like, this is a family restaurant, sir.
Yeah.
Like, all right, chill out, Dalton. You're 18. Just let him go. Who cares? I jolted forward in an attempt to break up the fight. This is where it gets weird.
This is
okay.
Everyone is gathered around this small area, either watching or trying to help, when suddenly someone grabbed a fire extinguisher and started spraying all of us.
All of them, not the kid, not the guys fighting.
No, everyone. Yeah. The fighting guys, everyone trying to break it up, everyone watching, just somebody was like, "Anarchy!" And
I'm telling you, that third person is the culprit.
Always. Yeah, with all of these stories, if there is a third party involved, you're like, it wouldn't happen to me necessarily, but if I was listening to someone describe a series of escalating events that ended with them in their underwear fighting, I could maybe be like, okay, wow, that's crazy, man. You wore a Utilikilt to JCPenney's and it just came off while you were brawling. Mm-hmm. That's wild. But the guy who's like, yeah, and then I grabbed a fire extinguisher and just sprayed the whole restaurant with it. That's amazing.
It's like one of those things you always want to do, and you try to figure out a time to do it, and it's like, no time like the present, brother. I'm living.
Yeah.
Let's watch too many fucking TV shows.
Oh, man. Our co-host emeritus, Pat Riley, always told this great story of, I think it was in high school, where just everybody was like, there was like a big fight on, like they were playing basketball and this big fight, and a bunch of people were like on the ground tussling, and somebody ran in and dropped the elbow, like The Rock, in the middle of the fight.
That's what awesome. I'm talking about, dude. Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Frog splash.
Yeah. Wild card. And then you're just spraying fire extinguishers.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of people trying to break up a fight between a man in his underwear and some other dude, and someone is spraying us with a fire extinguisher while we have Christmas carols playing in the background. Finally, we get the fight broken up. Cops show up, the whole 9 yards. Turns out the guy got the last TV at the Best Buy. And the other guy got pissed and followed him to the restaurant in an attempt to buy the TV from him. The one who got the TV told him to fuck off, and so this guy took off his pants and they got into a fight. Now, I've heard of taking your shirt off.
Yes. Yes.
I now have I don't plan on getting into a fight, but I know what I'm doing, because that'll throw somebody.
Yeah.
If you rip your shirt off, it's like, all right, let's go, fat boy. But if you just take your pants off, then it's like, okay, now I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of shoes did he have on? That's what I want to know.
Did he leave them on?
Because did he have to tie them on, untie them to take his pants off?
See,
hold on, we're gonna fight. Just untying his shoes, taking them off one at a time, like
so. If
Fred
fighting.
Rogers.
Oh, that would really freak him out too. If won't you be mine? While you're like getting ready to fight,
pants.
Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be mine? I'm like, all right, I'm actually good. I'm backing off. You win.
You can have the TV.
Uncle.
Well, if fighting, if the de rigueur move for fighting was to take off your pants, bell bottoms would be the hardest pants of all time. Every time you saw somebody with bell bottoms or like those Buccaneer flared pants or whatever, you'd be like, that's a hard motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's easy access for him to get his pants all the way off to fuck us up.
This dude's got the Mandy Moore flare jeans. Uh-oh. You know he'd be fucking people up.
And then you would never trust anyone in Jenkos.
Dude,
which you already kind of don't do anyways.
18-inch mammoths, man.
Oh, shit.
18-inch mammoths were made for fighting. That's what they say.
And rollerblading.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the uniform for fighting? Because back in my day, like early 90s, the uniform for fighting, person you probably didn't want to fight, they would have like the overalls with the one strap.
With the one
strap. Yeah, you don't want to scrap with that guy.
Fuck. What do we call wife beaters now?
A shirts.
A shirts.
Yeah.
He has an A shirt on under that thing too.
Yeah. It's, you're right. Yeah. The overalls with the one strap. If it's a kid, really cute. If it's an adult, do not fuck with that guy. That guy is not right. Oh my God. I was thinking maybe the situation is the pants were very, very expensive pants. You know,
you didn't want to get blood on them.
And he, so he took because apparently Frank Sinatra used to do that. So to keep the pants pressed and looking nice, all the Rat Pack guys before they'd go on stage would just be sitting in their underwear smoking cigars and drinking, and their pants would be hanging up so they could just put them on and go to stage, and they're still pressed. So I'm thinking these are fancy pants, but then that leaves the possibility that when he takes the pants off, he is wearing the sock garters. You know, if this is like a really fancy gentleman and he's throwing bows like the 1900s, or he's got the, put his dukes up kind of thing.
The Fighting Irish.
The Notre Dame logo.
Oh, the Notre Dame logo.
Yeah, he's got the Notre Dame logo. Dude, fighting style.
If somebody came up and tried to fight you like that, would you be like scared or like?
Well, I would murder them.
What if they fucked you up like that?
They would.
Well, Ron's a trained killer. We forget. Let's talk
because
you and me, Ed.
Because the problem with that is like your hands are in front of your face when you're doing that style, and that is a good way for me to take your hands and punch your own face with your own hands.
So you're saying I should just drop you off of the 1800s and you just would have run the table?
Jim Jeffries, Jack Johnson, bring them on. I'll beat all you.
Oh my God.
They'd all figure it out pretty quick though. They would see me do something, because a lot of these guys that was the fighting style, and then if you learned a different fighting, if you saw someone else fighting, you'd pick that up quick.
Oh yeah.
And then they would kill me.
Right. Well, it's like the classic old joke. I've heard people tell this joke so many times, so many ways. But like karate doesn't work if the other motherfucker ain't doing karate.
Yeah.
Like if the other person does not agree to be doing karate, you're gonna get fucked. And I've seen Lyoto Machida.
Sometimes.
Lyoto Machida is the best karate fighter of all time. And started getting rocked by the other MMA guys because they were like, I don't give a fuck about your karate striking ability. I will dodge that shit and then get you in a crippler crossface and fuck your ass up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't have any ground fighting skills, by the way. So
don't tell them your weakness. They'll come to take your tempo, Ron.
That's a good point. I'll run.
All that is to say, be nice to your retail workers. And if you are a retail worker, and I know many people listening to the show are, please tweet us at The Good Spot. If you've got nightmare stories from working Black Fridays or Christmas Eves, whatever, I want to hear them. So tweet at us. Last Thanksgiving, we were treated to a seemingly endless documentary about the Beatles called Get Back. And that documentary confirmed everything I've ever thought about Sir Paul McCartney, which is that when you get around a room full of artists, someone has to be the guy that does shit. Otherwise the art doesn't get done. And that was Paul. And I watched that. I relate to that man deeply. He's always been my favorite Beatle, and that confirmed everything I've ever thought. And yet here we are back at Christmas 2022. And he's got that song that always plays.
Oh yeah.
And people start, last Christmas, people were all loving on Paul because of that documentary. They're like, oh man, we watched him just fart out Get Back, a #1 song while on the bass on his free time. And now that song's playing in all the damn malls, everybody's back on some fuck Paul McCartney shit. They don't like Wonderful Christmas Time, Ed. They don't like it, Ron.
Wonderful Christmas Time.
That's you know who loves that?
Who?
My fiance.
Your fiance, yeah.
And her mom. They love that song.
Hell yeah. Have you seen, there was somebody on, I think it was Twitter, that pointed out that, like, if read in a certain way, the lyrics of that song seem to say that all of these people are practicing witchcraft, and then someone comes to the house and they all have to pretend that they weren't doing that because it's like
the Wonderful Christmas Time.
The moon is high, the spirit's right. It's like they're, it's kind of more pagan than you would imagine. And then all of a sudden, someone comes in, they're like, "We're just simply having a wonderful Christmas time. We're not worshiping the moon goddess."
So it's like if you get the extended version, it matches up directly with Saw. Like murders. Wonderful Christmas Time.
Yeah, that song. I mean, I guess I'll ask you guys because this. From what I was reading, and I read a lot for this little part of the show, that seems to be most people's least favorite Christmas song. And I think it is because it is very repetitive. I'll grant you that. And it does play incessantly in stores. I've already, having not even gone Christmas shopping yet, really, I've just accidentally heard it in drugstores, grocery stores, everywhere. But do y'all have an opinion for like worst Christmas songs? Because what we're about to do is I'm going to send Wonderful Christmas Time through our worst songs gauntlet of Christmas songs. So what we'll do is I have a playlist of awful songs, and you will just have to tell me worse or better than Sir Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time.
That's
okay.
Because I'm here to be an avenger for Paul.
Look, I hate to say this, but as a atheist, I hate all the real super Christian Christmas.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
It just all annoy me.
See, you know what's funny?
Oh, holy Christ! Your bells or whatever. I don't know.
No, keep going. No, I want to know what you think the lyrics are.
I don't remember.
Oh, holy Christ! Your bells are
nightly ringing. I don't know.
Jesus didn't have bells. That's Santa. Oh, holy Christ! Your bells are ringing nightly.
I think it's Oh Holy Night, but
yeah, it is. Still. Yeah, the stars were shining bright. I don't think there's
on
bells.
Your dear Savior's night, or whatever it is.
And we looked up, and our flag was still there.
I know. Yeah. I want a whole album of Ron's half-remembered Christmas songs.
Yes,
dude. I was asking my girlfriend. I was like, "Do you remember Good King Wenceslas?"
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I thought I'd made it up. I'm like, whoa, did I make this up?
Yeah.
Like, a Good King Wenceslas looked out on the Feast of Stephen.
Yeah.
Something on the Crispin Eve, and like whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything else but that. But like they used to play that shit incessantly. I went to Catholic school early in my education.
Oh,
they played the fuck out of shit like that.
I had to learn Good King Wenceslas on the tuba when I was in high school band for our Christmas concert. Oh,
the heaviest instrument to play.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's us and timpani, baby. We're the lowest of the low.
So what was like? Boom. More
or less. Yeah. That's about right. Yeah. It was just my speed. I'm not very quick with the brass instruments.
The scintillating sounds of old Catholic music.
Dude, a fucking tuba. I know that they've had them before, but just the concept of a tuba star.
Oh, yeah.
This motherfucker, when he plays the tuba, it is better than anyone else who plays the tuba.
Oh, yeah. Well,
this concept.
I mean, I actually don't know the guy's real name. I've seen them so many times they only announce him as Tuba Gooding Jr., but the tuba player for The Roots, if you ever go watch The Roots play, they have a tuba guy on stage, and they introduce him as Tuba Gooding Jr., and that motherfucker's incredible.
Yep.
And he's playing a sousaphone, too, which is the big marching band one that you wear, like, around you. And as a guy who had to be on a football field for, whatever, like 15 minutes, that shit is heavy. And that dude's on stage for 3 fucking hours just rocking with the tuba.
You know, it'd be ill, like, you fucking go to some school where the band nerds are, like, so serious that they're, like, in the gym, like, squatting heavy weight, like, deadlifting, sumo squatting to get ready to carry their instruments better.
Oh, yeah.
My older brother was in Troopers Drum and Bugle Corps, based in Wyoming. They would go every summer, and he had to do, like 100 push-ups a day. He technically played the bugle for there, but he also played the trumpet. He could blow music off a music stand like 25 feet away.
Jesus.
They were like having him do all kinds of crazy. He was like ripped and shit.
Whoa.
Because it was like they took it that serious.
Like, hey, there's a D1 tuba player. Dude, he's got like a 5.5 40 running with a tuba. Dude, that's super fast for tuba.
Okay, yeah. We got to stop talking because the marching band combine is such a funny sketch. Just a guy in his fucking boxers just doing the high jump with the fucking tuba on.
Dude, like doing a long jump, playing a clarinet, like, and they jump, they go,
they land.
Yeah, they gotta
nail a solo as they're jumping.
Yeah. Do it now, trilling.
It's like a floor routine, playing the fucking timpani drum while you do a gymnastics floor routine.
Yeah, I was gonna say the guy with the bass drum that you wear, and he's doing tumbles with the drum. Fantastic.
It's wonderful.
But yeah, yours is the mega Christian stuff. Ed, what is your least? What song comes on at the drugstore and you're like, Jesus, stop?
You know, I don't know if it comes on in drugstores, but I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. It's the worst fucking idea of all time. Yeah. It's the worst idea. I hate it.
All right.
But yeah, I don't like that one. I think that's a pretty bad one.
I don't know if I like Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer.
I mean, that one's pretty
fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up. Yeah.
My grandma's, a little. She don't like the gay people, so I guess I'm cool if a reindeer runs her over.
The gayest forest animal runs over your mom.
Wonderful. My grandma. My mom's
I know
nice.
your grandma. My grandma got run over by a fabulous reindeer.
That'd be wonderful.
Decked out in lights. There was music playing.
It was Rudolph.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So with that in mind, I'm gonna run down a short list. And by the way, if you do work in retail and you have access to the CD changer, this will double as the worst holiday playlist of all time. So we'll put this as
You want to drive people out of the store so you can close early.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I'll try to throw this up on our Spotify as a playlist. So if people want to play it somewhere and just see how long it takes people to lose their goddamn minds, then we can do that. But again, just tell me if this is better or worse than Sir Paul McCartney's Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. First up, this is surprising. I did not know this, but the renowned thespian, star of Star Wars episodes 2 and 3, Lord of the Rings, Christopher Lee, has released, before he passed away, 2 Christmas singles. One in 2012 and one in 2013. They were called A Heavy Metal Christmas and A Heavy Metal Christmas 2.
Okay, I'm into this already.
So did you know that Christopher Lee had metal albums?
No.
Yeah, it's
I keep envisioning the guy from Love Actually. The guy that wrote that one Christmas song, and he was like a rock and roll star. He's like, oh my god.
We're talking Count Dooku. We're talking
no. I'm just saying, like, just as somebody who, Jesus, he looks
Little Drummer Boy and Silent Night. Ooh, is the drums really good? Is it a double kick bass?
Yeah.
Here we go.
So yeah, this is of course Christopher Lee in the twilight of his life decided he wanted to be a metal singer, and more power to him. But just tell me what you think of this. This is his version of Little Drummer Boy.
Ron feels this.
I know. I knew Ron would like this. It's got fantasy elements. He was in Lord of the Rings. It's metal. I knew Ron would dig this. This song is four and a half.
Voice to be a little more metal, but it's still pretty great.
This song is 4.5 minutes long.
Hey, he's bringing some dignity to that heavy metal. Wow.
Yeah, so
Bilbo, take the ring,
throw it in the volcano, or whatever happens.
Orcs come out.
So again, my point with this exercise could be worse. That's Christopher Lee, A Heavy Metal Christmas. Better or worse than Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas?
A lot better.
Better. Okay.
Hey, Ron says a lot better. I will say better with the caveat that thing was 4 minutes long.
It's way
4 minutes.
4.5.
Oh boy.
That should be about 2 minutes. I will say that.
Yeah.
It's like a good punk song.
That should be like Song 2 by Blur. That should be like 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's
It's
2
like
minutes,
we
30
get
seconds.
it. It is a classic example of, okay, we get it. We get what you're doing.
Woohoo!
You can.
What's the guitar? If the guitar solo is 2 minutes, that's fine.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Oh my god.
All right. So this next one, this is classic. This is from 1973 off of the album Farewell Andromeda. This is John Denver, the late great, with Please Daddy, Don't Get Drunk on Christmas.
Oh my god. He also sings.
Daddy, don't get drunk this Christmas. I don't want to see my mama cry.
It's as depressing as you think.
Please, Daddy, don't get drunk
I mean,
this Christmas.
John Denver's a national treasure. I love John Denver, but this is a bummer.
I wanted another line though, like something else that happened to Mama. You don't want to see Mama with a black eye.
Yeah.
Only 7.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, this is the whole story explaining it.
You can see.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Big bummer on Christmas. What you think? I just like the idea of, shopping, like looking at avocados, and then this depressing shit is playing in the background. Yeah.
Okay, I heard the verse for the first verse. I heard the story from the first verse while you guys were chilling out.
Uh-huh.
So apparently, Daddy came home 11 and passed out in front of under the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So his presence was not a present.
Yeah.
And he was all fucked up. And I think, as the son of an alcoholic, not to bring it down, but like straight the fuck up, them being fucked up on that day, it ruins it. It really does.
It does.
Like they're too fucked up to really enjoy shit. They're some weird firecracker that's gonna go off at any time,
right?
Depressive, or like this guy just get too sleepy to have fun. So. Yeah, it's still better than a Paul McCartney shit. Though.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know. It's hard because there's a part of me that's like loves that realism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, who hasn't had a dad be a little too drunk, say something stupid to your mom or to you?
Yeah.
You
know,
that's
like
what I'm saying.
You take sixth place in cross country and they say sixth place is just the fifth loser.
Yeah. Well, and I will say one of the things about, because you were saying you don't like the religious Christmas songs.
Yeah.
I would argue that the secular Christmas songs are some of the most depressing songs ever
that's
written.
True too. That's true too.
Nothing bums me out harder than Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Oh man! All right, this is wow. I was just trying to get some spaghetti noodles, but now I'm in a mood.
It does draw you in because it's like somebody entreating you to have a merry little Christmas, and all it does is make you think of all the times you did not. Like I think one Christmas, my mom went to. She was just like, "Look, you're a grown ass kid, you know what I'm saying? And Mama got to get our groove back, so I'm gonna go to the fucking Bahamas over Christmas." And I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to just smoke blunts and fuck hoes in the house. Neither of which really, the blunts happened. But like, I really thought I was going to have like a fucking dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to take those old records and slide around in my underwear, having fun. And that shit didn't happen. So I just let her go. But when the Christmas time came,
ooh,
I felt it. And I'm
have
just,
yourself
I'm smoking a blunt under a plastic tree. Opening up a present I got myself, or that the mom left me probably some jazzercise tapes or something. And then I'm just looking at this and I'm just feeling so sad. And then cut to her, come on, do that conga. Cruise, just jiggling around, having fun, eating buffet food.
Yeah. I wanted to shout out my all-time favorite Christmas song, which is a bummer. Christmas in Prison by John Prine.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Is such a beautiful song, but is devastating. But that first line, because it's Prine, he's the guy that gives you the joke up front and then kills you at the end. The first line is, "It was Christmas in prison. The food was real good. We had turkeys and pistols carved out of wood." Fucking just,
shit,
he's
man.
great. And then by the end, you're just like, oh, this is such a bummer.
I gotta say, I've decided it's worse.
That's worse. Okay.
Josh. Yeah,
John Denver.
John Denver worse.
Yeah.
Like I said, I related to it, so I think it's better.
Okay. So
I related to it, so it's worse.
So in that case, the gauntlet continues. This is from the album A Christmas of Love from 2007. This is the king of New Jack Swing, Keith Sweat, and you were talking about your mom
my God.
going to the Bahamas to have some sexy time at Christmas. This is Under the Tree. It's already great. The auto tune. This whole album sounds exactly like this. Which, look, late 80s, early 90s, Keith Sweat, awesome. By 2007, it's like, okay, all right, we get it, buddy. You're making fuck music. That's cool.
Don't you know that is my favorite time?
Why, Keith? Why is it your favorite time of year?
When we give the love, girl, and cheer. I can't wait for Santa Claus.
Did his voice get worse?
I mean, he's definitely it's being auto-tuned slightly, and I will confess that it kind of, for this slot, it kind of came down to this or Christina Aguilera's Old Holy Night, because she also does the runs where she's like, oh, whoa, 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 you know, like that thing. But it's just funnier when he does it because I think it's auto-tuned. So.
Also, because it's not good.
I know it's droning.
He's trying to sound like The main dude from Jodeci.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think KC.
Yeah.
He's trying to
That guy
sound like
can
KC
sing.
from
Yeah.
Jodeci.
Well, I was gonna say, if anything, I mean, Keith Sweat's like, one of the originals. So
Yeah. I
probably-
mean, and I've heard him sing great, but this is not one of those
You have not
times.
heard him sing great. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
You
Yeah.
definitely are if you heard him sing great.
So Sexy Christmas. What do we think about Sexy Christmas?
Okay, now this one's rough because I gotta say, Keith Sweat, he just mules about Quim. You know what I mean? He just mules about it. That his whole vocal range is to that's it. That's the range. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have the range. You don't have the range, darling.
well,
like I hate him. I've hated him since I was a kid. Trying to get some cooch in your little high school bed, and then they want to put on some music. You're listening to the fucking Wu-Tang with your dick hard. You know what I mean? And you're trying to just hey, let's do it. I want to fucking do Wu-Tang like another fucking.
Right.
Now, I'll put on something better, and they put on yeah.
Ooh, I love you.
Ugh,
I almost did it too good.
I know. Yeah, killed
it's
it.
fucking awful. I think that's
The most annoying part is that the music's all right. Like the musical accompaniment, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then
Do y'all? The song was called "Under the Tree." Any guesses what was happening under the tree?
fucking
Bingo! Yeah, you
like
figured it out.
on boxes with all the little needles that fall off
Right,
the tree.
right.
Different. That's the worst place to fuck of all time.
I was gonna say it's the beach, and then in pine needles.
Right.
It's pretty short.
Hay
thereafter.
bales.
Hay bales.
Like inside a shark's mouth, the beach, on top of a bunch of pine needles, in order. Worst places to fuck.
top of Old Smoky.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I'll cover with cheese.
So yeah, it's worse.
Okay, it's worse. So
I
wow.
think that is worse.
okay. Well, do we want to keep going? I still got some more because
Bust it.
I kind of ordered it so Wonderful Christmas Time would have kind of an easier path, but we've already hit a wall that is 2000 era Leonard Skinner.
What?
From an album called Christmas Time Again. Again, most of the band has died in a plane crash, so this is not Leonard Skinner. This is the cover band calling themselves Leonard Skinner. Again, another sexy Christmas song. Santa Claus wants some lovin'.
Oh no.
No. I gotta say, my favorite thing in like modern blues is the guy who sounds like he ate too much. He's just,
Dude,
God.
Is this what the blind guy was playing in the opening of Roadhouse?
Kinda.
It's time for Santa Claus to make his midnight creep.
Oh, whoa. Santa wants some lovin'.
And he's gonna creep to get it?
He's got something has to rhyme with sleep, so creep.
Yeah.
He's
Something real pretty.
Oh, he did.
Underneath that Christmas tree.
Oh, yep, fucking on the Christmas tree again.
oh yeah. There's only like 5 things to sing about with Christmas. Like it turns out, it's Santa, Jesus, bells, and fucking. And that's kind of it.
Perfect.
Stars, I guess.
Snow sometimes.
Snow. There we go. Yeah, the temperature, either hot or cold. Yeah. So that is. Leonard Skinner. I love the album title, by the way. Christmas Time Again. Like, oh yeah,
I mean,
it's happening again.
I mean that song's pretty fucking terrible. But
Yeah.
Wonderful Christmas Time is a drone. The thing is, the only reason why I think
This music's all right.
that's what, the basic Monday Night Football groove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That they're laying down.
Perfectly fine.
If the whole song was that, if the whole song was that music, but a man who had just eaten too much turkey and gravy, just going, ugh.
Dude, it's a song called The Itis. It's
Yeah,
like,
The tree's not green anymore because you tried it out with your hate.
it was one of my favorite things about going to watch WWE shows and seeing The Big Show, because his music gets kind of pushed back into the background when you're watching on TV, but when you're there, you can actually hear it. He has this song that starts off with him going, "Well, it's the Big Show," and then it's this fucking just plodding blues riff, and you can't hear it on TV because then the announcers go, "There he is, the world's largest athlete, blah, blah, blah." If you're in the Staples Center and that shit is blaring, you actually hear they've added in the itis grunts throughout the song of a guy going, "Oh, that's a big show. oh, like he's trying to eat the Big Show, and he's gotten most of the way done, and he can't continue.
He's like that dude that used to Man versus Food.
Yeah.
He's like halfway through a giant.
I made a mistake. I should have eaten that 200th deviled egg.
It's a little throw up coming up.
Yeah.
Santa Claus wants some blood.
I think it's slightly better.
I think it's better because because the thing is, the reason why Keith Sweat, again, so personally biased, Keith Sweat has like cock blocked me with his voice before. I just really don't like him, but like that's the only thing I've seen that really pushed me over the edge. So this is way worse. Yeah. So like the Gauntlet still, you got Gauntlet.
Okay, all right. Well, I've saved my heavy hitters towards the last part of the list. This one, okay, so. This guy is Joel Grey, and if that name sounds familiar, he's a famous actor. He played the Master of Ceremonies in Cabaret. But I want you to keep in mind that what you're about to hear, first of all, legendary novelty song DJ Dr. Demento has called this the worst Christmas song of all time. Ooh. So this is a man who's listened to nothing but shitty novelty Christmas records for 50 goddamn years. And he says this is the worst. So this is Joel Grey. This is from 1954. And it sounds like a serial killer in training. The song is called I'm Gonna Put Some Glue Around the Christmas Tree So Santa Claus Will Stick Around All Year.
I'm gonna put some glue round the Christmas tree so Santa Claus will stick around all year.
This is where it gets creepy.
This sounds like olive oil.
I'll spread it on the floor, the windows and the door. I'll catch him like a fly, and I'll have him for Easter and the 4th of July and every day.
Where are you, horror movie directors? This is your soundtrack.
With
like, look, Goodbye Horses has served its function as the standard serial killer thing that a serial killer listens to while they're getting ready to murder. But
this could be on the list.
Up there.
Might I suggest?
This is Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? Type of
seriously.
Yeah. So you said you didn't.
What's your plan for? Are you going to feed him while he's stuck there?
Well, all he eats is cookies.
Well, in the song, he's saying that like, he will be there to give me toys all year, but it's like at a certain point that bag is going to be empty, my man, and you just have a captured man.
Yeah, just hanging out at your house.
I think it's the line where he's like, I'll trap him like a fly, where you're like,
that's too much,
that
man.
is.
You mean the thing you squish and murder?
Yeah. That's too much, man.
I'll burn him like an ant with my charcoal
with a giant magnifying glass.
I'll put him in a menagerie.
I'll hang from the Christmas tree.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Also, the music is fucking terrible.
I know, right?
Yeah,
it's all bad. That is definitely worse.
1954, baby.
That shit is fucking awful. And you know what? It's execution dependent. You know what I mean? That song is. I mean, I'm saying that song is not execution dependent. If anybody did that song, it would be awful.
I feel like if you combined Christopher Lee's metal.
I'd put a glue on the windowsill. I'd trap him like a fly.
Trap him like a fly.
I must kill Anakin.
Oh God.
Yeah. So again, I would love for them to just put that on at some store just to see people's reaction.
And you know what's funny? Okay, you said that he was in the Star Wars movie, right? Mm-hmm. The coolest thing he did ever was drop some rocks on a Muppet. That was the coolest thing he did in every single appearance that he ever did in Star Wars. The by far the coolest thing. He dropped some rocks and a Muppet.
Yeah,
stopped him with his mind.
I will say getting his head cut off was pretty sweet. That was cool.
I guess.
That was
died pretty well.
That was metal as fuck.
Yeah, that was metal.
Yeah,
he was in the middle of singing his Christmas song. Said popped off.
Next up, this is a pretty famous cover of a song that was made famous back in the day by Louis Armstrong, and the song is called "Zat You, Santa Claus?"
Oh, shit.
And it's done by a band that I was shocked to find out this morning when I was putting all this together put out an entire Christmas album in 2005. So this is Smash Mouth.
Oh my
doing
God.
a Louis Armstrong Christmas classic from 2005.
Is that you, Santa Claus?
You know, because when I think of classic New Orleans jazz player,
For some Christmas cherry, but because.
Oh my God.
is he or is he not making it extra Smash Mouthy?
This is extra.
But he's also trying to sing like
Louis a little bit.
He's doing a little Louis and just.
That makes it worse. If he just sang like himself,
Yeah.
I think it'd be fine.
But it is extra Smash Mouth too.
Yeah.
Is that you, Santa Claus?
Bringing a present for me.
He's putting extra stank on that voice
Yeah,
for
he did
sure.
there, yeah.
But it doesn't make him sound like Louis Armstrong. It makes him sound more like the Smash Mouth guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Out under the door.
He's, and I will say they're kind of like, you know, groovy lounge sound lends itself more to Halloween than Christmas. Like,
Yes.
like this.
If this song was, is this you, Michael Myers?
Yeah.
This would work
like,
perfectly.
Like,
Nightmare Before Christmas.
that's a Halloween organ. Like, all of this makes this sound scary.
This is
more
a
than
fucking
anything.
Halloween song.
I mean, it sounds like the one song from Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
This is what the Addams Family listens to at Christmas.
Just on repeat.
Yeah.
That's you.
This is definitely worse. Not even halfway through, this is a nightmare.
I mean, I just think of the type of person who listens to this for pleasure. Like, who the fuck is this person?
I would say
The
that
most annoying thing is I think I would like the music if it was something else.
if it was scary, if
Yeah.
he was like, "Is that you, mummy?" or whatever, you know.
Because it's a little swingy style to it,
Yeah.
whatever, it's fine.
I especially hate this. In the 90s, I was old enough to be a person, and I did
Yeah.
not like that era of shit that was going on.
No.
Besides, like hip,
Late
I-
90s,
I liked-
99,
I liked-
2000.
Yeah, I like hip hop. Not like
This
type
isn't
of shit.
hip hop enough for you? Yeah, I mean, it's ODB and Tupac and
Doesn't Ice-T have a Christmas song?
Steve Harwell.
I don't think he
know.
does.
After Ice-T did New Jack City, I was like, he's a cop now. I gotta let him go. I gotta let him go.
Yeah,
Fair.
there's a whole album of that, and I did sample all of it to find the worst, and that is the worst.
That is
but
terrible.
the whole record is pretty
Awful.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
This is I would say a same class as Smash Mouth in terms of like time period where they were the most relevant. And I will say, as far as this song goes, this is a cover of Santa Baby, and it's done by Everclear. Another
Man, I hate Everclear.
mid to late 90s.
I already hate it because I fucking hate Everclear.
Now, I will give them credit where credit's due. And Santa Baby, of course, most famously sung by Eartha Kitt, and it's a pretty sexy song. She's kind of hitting on Santa. They keep the lyrics the same in the Everclear song, which is more than I can say for motherfucking Michael Bublé, who totally copped out, and he says Santa Baby once in the whole song, and he kind of does it like the way a jazz guy, like, all right, you're doing it, baby, like that.
Right.
And the rest of the song, Michael Bublé changes it to like Santa Buddy or Santa Pally, and he's like he's not hitting on him, and I'm like, buddy,
No, fuck you, man.
you're straight. You're straight.
Look, there's a
That's
hot
fine.
lady trying to fuck Santa. Okay,
Yeah,
you
right.
were right now.
Yeah.
you were a hot lady,
Yes. Right.
Trying to fuck Santa.
Yeah,
Now
right.
sing the song.
Yeah, it's like either don't sing that song or hey, accept what it is. You don't
And just
Yeah.
accept the role. Like
Yeah.
Prince wrote "If I Was Your Girlfriend."
yeah, hell
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, come on, like fucking get into it.
You don't see Jack White changing the lyrics of Jolene when he sings it. It's a
Yeah.
fucking awesome song. No need to change the lyrics. So credit where credit's due to Everclear, but boy, this is shit. Even the music in this is bad, and this comes from this is from 1996, and this is from the K-Rock Kevin and Bean A Family Christmas in Your Ass compilation,
Of course.
which is
Jesus.
a great title for what this song sounds like.
And if I'm ever in the radio, fucking murder. I end up a radio DJ.
Come on, Art, hit us with it.
Santa baby, slip a guitar under the tree for me. I've been an awful good boy, Santa
I like that he's still trying to keep some of the sexiness to the delivery, like doing a baby voice, but
Santa baby, a 54 convertible to light blue.
Light blue. Yeah.
There's a certain thing about 90s, 2000s music where the way they sing doesn't go well with shit like this.
No, this is too traditional.
Even if it was Lane Staley singing this.
Oh, well, I didn't include it here. Do you know about Scott Weiland's Christmas album?
No.
Oh, wow.
Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots made a extremely traditional Christmas album. But he's trying to sing like
he
fucking
sings,
Dean.
right?
Well, he's trying to sound like Dean Martin or some shit.
Oh.
But he's, very buttoned up and he's like dressed in like a military uniform, like it's fucking the movie White Christmas or some shit.
Jesus.
And he's just like, and if we've no place to go, let it start. Like he's just doing it very straightforward.
Very straight.
And that is more unnerving, I will say, than just Everclear kind of phoning it in for Kevin and Bean. Yeah, I'd prefer that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, he's just.
Yeah, White Christmas.
So yeah, that's Everclear. Yeah. So do y'all know about pentatonics? Have y'all heard of that?
Yeah, the acapella group type thing.
That is a thing that I always saw on a lot of these lists was people being like bitching about the pentatonics because I guess they've got a bunch of Christmas records and they play them in department stores, stuff like that. I found something worse. This is similar genre, though. This is a a cappella group that originally started out at Indiana University, and then they kind of, I guess, got popular online and became like a band, and they are called Straight No Chaser.
Of course.
And
why do a cappella groups are the same as improv groups?
Oh, buddy.
Why?
I think that old David Cross bit is like after the planes hit, they were like, "Oh man, I don't want Bin Laden to shut down our improv show. Then the terrorists really win."
Yeah, if
They
Houston
need
Zone,
they need if Houston Zone
assaulted nuts do not perform, then the terrorists have truly won.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
That's exactly what a cappella groups are.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, people complain about pentatonics. It is not that bad. And I did want to say about, within my own family, my mom got really into the Yale a cappella team, which is called the Whiffin' Poofs. So much so that, after you graduate, you're out of the poofs. You can't be there anymore.
Too bad.
And my mom added a former Whiffin' Poof on Facebook and is like, "Hey, did you see what Jamie posted? He's in London now." I'm like, "No, I've not been following the activities of former Poof, Mom. I'm not keeping up with them."
I mean, I want to be clear. I'm actually impressed with good a cappella groups. To be clear,
sure, yeah,
but
yeah.
like the names, please stop that.
Yeah, show up like I'm Death Hammer. Let's fucking rock.
Oh, you know
And then
that
they just go,
exists.
scoop, boop, 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 boop.
Oh,
That's actually funny. Death Hammer, and then
I was gonna say, you know for a fact that exists, and I know I was born to lose, and gambling's for fools, but that's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever. Like it exists, it 100% exists. The death metal acapella.
That's awesome.
But yeah, this is Straight No Chaser. This is the thing that pentatonics doesn't do, which is a lot of beatboxing.
Oh, there we go.
Is it bad beatboxing?
Well, it's right on key. This is Let It Snow.
Weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so and since we know
3 minutes of this. With every one of these songs, the length is what always concerns me, where I'm like, this is so much of this, and it's a whole album of this bullshit.
show signs of
I will say shout out to the beatboxing guy, because you're doing something lame for a long time, and that's impressive.
Oh, you guys, I hate to say this.
Oh, are you into it? Ron,
I think I like this
Ron
song.
likes it. Oh, well, I'll crank it for you.
good night.
Oh, yeah.
I'll hate
Ron, you have to do this at karaoke now.
Yeah.
all the way home. I'll be
with the beat drop.
Well, that backfired on me. I thought y'all would hate that. Ron actually can't be stopped now. Ron has no off button.
I think that might be the whitest thing I've ever liked.
Is this straight no chaser?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I like it better than.
Yeah, well, it's not that. I mean, there's 15 white guys, but there is one black man in the group, so,
And they have him on beatbox duty.
For sure. No, they didn't give him that. He was too good at
I was going to say, he was the best singer in the group.
He's pulling
I bet.
KP. Oh, fuck.
I got
my God.
I got a couple more, and this is the sludge at the bottom of this drink. This one, I got curious. I was like, is there dubstep Christmas music?
Oh, no. You already know I hate this.
Shit. Okay, I'm going to like this in spite of myself. This is going to be crazy. Dubstep Christmas.
The answer may surprise you.
Jingle bells, jingle.
This is Bass Hunter out of Sweden. He's a DJ.
Bass Hunter.
Yeah. That's pretty normal right now.
Yeah.
I don't actually think this is really dubstep. I think this is more like house, but
I give you the jingle bass.
That's house.
it's more house, but yeah. It's still, again, for 3 minutes, the longest 3 minutes of your life.
I think it's more dubstep than house, just because house would be like the rhythm of the night.
Dashing through the snow on a one-horse
No.
You don't like it?
No. I want to die.
Look, I'm all for workers' rights, but I'm also for experiments. If there's some evil shop owner out there that just wants to see how quickly you can just break everyone's brain, I think.
To be clear, Ariel would dance the shit out of this.
You think so?
Right next to the speakers.
To be super into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who said this song was attractive? Like, I understand, like, hip hop opened people up to new sounds, and the electronica
You
as
can dance
well.
to it.
You know,
Yeah. Well,
It's just this.
here's the thing, Ed. We talked about.
but there's no 1 and the 3 on this. Like,
No.
there's no James Brown 1 and the 3. There's just 1, 1, 1, 1, or
Yeah.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2,
And you know who can dance to that really well?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do already,
Yeah.
right? You figured
Yeah.
it out?
Yeah.
They are of the pale persuasion, shall
Yeah.
we say.
It's true.
From the Caucasus Mountains.
From Caucasia.
Weighing in at 1 billion.
Well, and, to our point earlier about going inside and kind of losing your mind, Sweden's cold, man. So these
Yeah.
DJs just sit in like, I assume a sauna, just boom, 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 boom. Yes, yes,
And
yes.
if it was dubstep, it would be like doing this, and then be like, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. Oh, I heard some of that too.
Yeah.
I left that off the list, but it does exist. Just Google Christmas dubstep and prepare to be horrified because that exists too.
It sounds like there's something wrong with your transmission.
Yeah.
That's what dubstep sounds like to me.
That was, I think when people.
That was worse.
When people in the 80s envisioned the slippery slope we would fall down once we started using electronic instruments, that is what they heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just monotonous fucking garbage, like no art to it, like fucking, oh my God. That was fucking nuts.
This one actually is pulled from a 25-minute live-action Christmas special released in 1994 called "We Wish You a Turtle Christmas." Y'all like the Ninja Turtles?
Is it my boys?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait for this.
It's Donnie, it's Raph, it's Mike, it's Leo. You like the Ninja Turtles?
We sure do.
I do too.
Love the Ninja
I liked them right up until the point where I found out they put out a
Christmas single.
Oh well, it's not just Christmas. It's Christmas in the Islands, Mon. This is
no.
this is them doing a reggae song called
Oh my God.
Deck the Halls with Pepperoni.
Kids, what do you think? Do we need more lights? We need more lights!
They're coming, they're coming! Hey kids, how about helping me sing my favorite Christmas song? Deck the halls with pepperoni.
Wait a minute. If it's turtles, it can't be racist, right?
It's up to you. What do you think?
Turtles doing Rasta face.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're turtles,
Are
but
they smoking weed?
I mean,
I hope so. Excuse this, maybe.
Yeah, I mutated into a guy from the Islands, Mon.
I love that they started off New Yorker too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Soon we'll hear some jingle belling. Where's my present? I'm not telling.
I think I'm. Oh yeah. I think I've broken Ron.
It's horrible.
Ron's face is just priceless at the moment. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, you know
Deck the
what?
halls with pepperoni.
You know what? You know
Still
what?
better.
Rasta face, turtle infringement, whatever the fuck's happening. It was short.
Yeah, it was short. Well, it was part of.
short.
They had to pack a lot of songs. It was only a 25-minute VHS from Family Home Entertainment.
Yeah. Two minutes long.
Yeah.
Wonderful Christmas Time seems like it goes like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It seems like the longest song of all fucking. Like
I
the
believe
12
it's like
days
the
of,
Piano Man of.
dude, yeah, the 12 days of Christmas is shorter than Wonderful Christmas Time. It seems like.
It's like the live Sledgehammer.
Oh,
The
God.
live Peter Gabriel Sledgehammer.
Oh, God, yeah.
With
Just
the
Peter
15
Gabriel
minute
doing anything live is
Yeah.
going to be 25 minutes at least.
Don't give up. Because you got friends.
Sledgehammer was such an incredible song.
It really is.
God damn, that song's incredible. Anyway.
This is our penultimate warrior here, and I'm interested to know if you guys knew about this, because I was made aware of this when I was working in college radio by my dear friend and co-host of the Dr. Rock and Captain Fantasy show, Chandler. Dr. Rock White brought this in for our Christmas show, and I did not know it existed, and it blew my fucking mind. And that is, are y'all aware of Christmas in the Stars?
I don't think so.
Okay, so this is a Star Wars Christmas album that came out in 1980.
More reasons for Ed to hate Star Wars.
And it was
again.
So this is from Wikipedia. This is the description. Star Wars themed Christmas songs and stories about a droid factory where robots make toys year round for S. Claus. And the album was produced by Miko Minardo, who's the guy who did the disco version of the Star Wars theme, which fucking owns. If you don't,
is awesome.
Yeah, Star Wars and Galactic Funk. Yeah, so they entrusted this guy to do the official Star Wars Christmas album. So they were hoping that it would be the first in a series of annual Star Wars Christmas albums, but this turned out to be the one and only. The album is notable for featuring the first professional recording of John Bon Jovi.
We look up at the winter star. We know that's where you are. Our chimney's big and round, so you can come right down. And if our wish comes true, we'll spend Christmas Eve with you. Our hearts will sing with glee as we decorate the Christmas tree. 1, 2, 3, 2, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
What?
Yeah, so in 1980, he's credited as John Bon Jovi, but spelled the extremely Italian way that his actual name is spelled, Bongiovi. He sang lead vocals on the song R2D2, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and his cousin Tony Bon Jovi co-produced the album and ran the recording studio where it was recorded, and John was working there at the time sweeping the floors, and they were like, hey, get on there, kid. So you get to hear the first ever recording of Bon Jovi singing a Star Wars song.
And this is going to ruin Slippery When Wet.
I don't want to be in your album. I'm over here living on a prayer, man.
Yeah. Well, that song it's fine. You can listen to it. I wanted to play Sleigh Ride, a classic Christmas tune sung by C-3PO and R2-D2.
Okay.
This shit is pretty great. There's a song called What Do You Get a Wookiee for Christmas when he already has a comb? That song rules. But this one's pretty fucking weird.
It's Life Day, by the way.
What do you mean, Artu? That noise is singing, you silly bucket.
And that is Anthony Daniels, for real.
What? Me teach you how to sing?
That's right. It's a whole song of C-3PO.
I don't know if I can, Artu.
Teaching R2-D2 how to sing.
But perhaps I can explain music if I try to sing you the explanation. You see, there's a kind of sound.
Aren't you excited for this? Ed, you've just seen the Death Star blow up. You're so amped. And now it's time for this.
And another one after that, and then another 3 or more. And suddenly you are singing notes galore. No, Art, it's more. There's a kind of feeling when you sing a melody and another.
When did this take place? On the way to Hoth?
Yeah, presumably. Well, that's the thing is, like, this comes out after Empire.
Oh, okay.
But it was written before the movie came out. So they didn't know that Empire was going to be like the dark, kind of moody movie that it was.
Right.
So Empire comes out in May. Cut to December of 1980. This is what they come out with, and you're like, what are they doing?
What does this do with Luke getting his hand cut?
Right. So people,
out his dad is.
The constant criticism of Star Wars now is they're like, what direction do you guys want to go? Because everything they're doing is so different in tone. It's like, yeah, you should have seen the 80s,
right?
Because they had crazy bullshit like this.
Again.
This is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that was cute.
Much better. But never give up till you know that you're singing a perfect song.
Yeah, so
my God.
So even though this was recorded before Empire, I would love the continuity of if all of a sudden when we get to Empire Strikes Back, R2-D2 can just sing for no reason.
Just think about it. Okay, they're on their way to Hoth, and it's like taking a long time because it takes a long time to get out there because they're on the outskirts of the Empire. So they can keep away. And it's like, man, R2. I'll book some studio time. Let's just go down there and walk out, you know? And then they just go down there and just fucking fuck around in the studio jamming.
Oh, God. So...
Or Luke comes in, he's singing, I got the no-hand blues.
Yeah.
Motherfucker chopped off my hand, dropped me down a laundry chute.
Yeah.
I would have wrapped your presents, but I got no fucking hand.
My girlfriend's my sister.
And I kissed her, too.
It's pretty weird.
I ain't got no hand, and I found out my dad blew up Alderaan.
Good times. That was terrible. That is bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
That whole record is worth just checking out, especially if you're a Star Wars fan and if you call yourself a completist, if you're out there standing for the fucking prequels, I fucking dare you to listen to Christmas in the Stars.
You've seen the Star Wars Christmas special.
That's the other thing.
Holiday special.
That came out.
Special.
That came out 2 years after the Star Wars special, but people are like all over that Star Wars Christmas special being like, oh, this is terrible. And you're like, man, give the record a listen.
Spin that record.
It's pretty crazy too. So the last three things I've got, these are all kind of just in a group and you're going to get the idea very quickly. But I was just shocked that this existed. This is straight doo-doo butter. This is awful. So, and again, I can't believe this exists, but I did look this up on Spotify. What you're about to hear, and this whole episode just kind of, I'm realizing the theme is like, who are these people? Who is the guy jumping in the fight with the fire extinguisher? Who is the third guy arrested at the TV fight?
Yeah.
Who are the 74 people every month listening to Jingle Babies, which is a CD from 1997 where someone has taken the dulcet tones of crying and laughing and gurgling babies,
you son of a bitch,
and programmed them into a keyboard and is now playing Christmas tunes on top of crying babies. And I you set yourself up for this by bringing up the specter of Good King Wenceslas, because this is the Jingle Babies singing that very tune. 74 people a month are like, yeah, this is my shit, dude.
This is my jam. Yeah.
Turn the gurgling up in the headphones. Oh, they don't even talk. It's just them crying. Happy holidays, everybody. I think this is the... the Tim and Eric-esque keyboard is so clutch.
Oh my God.
And this is 1997. Irony wasn't invented yet, you know? Because when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is some YouTube shit. And then you look at the date and you're like, no, it wasn't.
Someone did cocaine.
This is 56K dial-up here.
And they were like, okay. I know you didn't like my idea to turn a dump truck also into a skyscraper, but how about, listen to me. What if we have babies crying to Christmas and laughing to Christmas songs? What do you think? Well, the other guy on cocaine was like, that's a fucking great idea.
Well, what I didn't tell you is that Jingle Babies is a sequel to an earlier release from 1993, which is called Jingle Cats.
Okay, now here's the thing.
Oh my God, Ron's gonna fucking like this with no equivocation.
Yeah.
This is God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, sung by Screeching Cats. 1993, y'all. Not internet at all. Like, internet is happening with nerds at Stanford and nowhere else. Someone did this earnestly.
I love this.
I fucking despise this. And the fact that and you know what? They're squeezing these cats for these specific notes. You know that, right?
They're just bending their regular meows.
No, they're squeezing cats.
No, then I gotta murder them.
They're squeezing cats.
You're not allowed to squeeze cats.
They're squeezing cats live to get this.
Like, I'm positive they did pitch shift on this, but it is funnier to be like, there's some composer that's like, Mr. Pickles, if you don't do an A sharp now, I will fucking throw you outside. Yeah.
No treats for you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's Jingle Cats.
No fancy feast for you, fuckface.
And the last one here, and I think I've said this about a lot of these, but this is genuinely the sound of someone losing their mind. And that is, of course, the Jingle Dogs with Christmas Unleashed from 1995. And here's what's really crazy. This has 1,848 monthly listens. So out there in America, there are 1,848 people who were like, you know what I like? It is Jingle Bells Boogie by the Jingle Dogs. Like I said, this sounds like someone absolutely coming unglued. I'm having a pretty normal day, you know. I'm a normal guy. I go to work. I kiss my wife, but today I just feel weird. I just feel kind of.
The howl.
Yeah. Hey, can I look? I know you got the last TV. Could I buy that TV off of you? What do you mean? Fuck me? No, fuck you. I'm taking my pants off. We're fighting right in front of this Olive Garden. Hey.
My dogs are barking. I'm taking off my shoes first.
There's no dogs, sir. Shut up. Shut the hell up. Oh, the cats are joining in.
Nice.
I forgot the cats join in.
But that sounded like a kid meowing.
This is just a nude man sitting at the foot of a Christmas tree, just absolutely with his brain full of black mold fungus, going into the abyss.
Hey, Cheryl told me to get a bunch of muffins and maybe a couple cakes and pies. I'm just gonna roll right down to the local bakery. I looked at the website. I know their hours perfectly.
Yeah, no,
let me get out of my Mercedes and go. You will service me, you cocksucker.
You will serve me.
No, well then I'm writing this song.
I'm gonna go home and pen the dopest dog cat jam that you've ever heard.
There's a fight. I gotta grab the fire extinguisher.
This is my moment. I've been waiting for this for my whole life.
Oh my God. So that is my Christmas, present or maybe lump of coal to our listeners. That is.
Yeah, I think the dog one is better than Wonderful Christmas Time.
At least it's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's true. Well. That is that's my playlist again. I'll try to get as much of that as I can find up on a Spotify playlist for everybody. So try to prank your family. Just play it at Christmas and see who asks what the fuck is this first.
Dude, yeah, I mean, and if I think that's a test of your family's like togetherness. Like if you guys are joshing around and palling and having such fun that they don't recognize,
they don't notice
that music is fucked up.
Yeah,
then your family's great. And my family would be like, "Man, turn this goddamn shit the fuck off, motherfucker! What the fuck? What the fuck are you trying to do?"
I think you can get away with it all the way up until you get to like the electronic, and then people are like, "No, what is happening?" And then when the dogs are barking, someone's like, "Will you shut up the fucking dog?"
Just
what dog?
Slip it a dog song after like Mariah Carey plays for like a half hour. Just slip a dog song.
This is all. I should point. Maybe I should or shouldn't point this out. But if you're at one of those bars where they've got the jukebox that's just got everything.
Yeah.
Oh, just play that.
You could pull the the Mulaney joke.
Yeah, the
John
What's
Mulaney
New
joke?
Pussycat.
What's up, Pussycat? Yeah. But you do it
with the dogs.
With the dogs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
31 times,
dogs.
but then you change it to the cats.
To the baby.
No, the babies.
The baby.
You're right. The babies.
Dog, cat, back to dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw them for a real loop.
I think what's interesting about the gauntlet you just put us through, and I have to say it that way.
Yeah. That's what I called it.
Put us through. Basically, I think 3 of those maybe 10 songs were better than Paul McCartney. So I think we should put some more respect on Paul McCartney's shit ass song.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
You know, because I mean, they're definitely worse. But that's where you're a musical genius. You work with other musical genius. You're the biggest band in the world, bar none. And you just make a Christmas song, and now everybody feels empirical. it's okay to dish you, and it's like, no, I gave the fans what they wanted. A wonderful Christmas time.
Damn straight, Ed. Ed, where can people find you on the internet?
On the internet, they can catch me at Ed Greer Destroys on Twitter and Instagram. I've not joined Hive because I have faith that Twitter will survive.
Hey,
and you can check me out on The Greatest Pod, which I do with Ron Swallow, of course.
Yes.
And you can check our YouTube channel, Reboot It, to check us ripping apart movies and putting them back together in our own image.
Hell yeah. Ron, where can people find you on the internet?
Just look up Ron Swallow. Generally, you'll find me. I'm the only Ron Swallow besides my grandpa.
Okay.
Who, with my grandma, toured around the country teaching gay people not to be gay. So
and made dog songs.
Yeah, and made dog songs.
Dude, and real quick during your plug, I got to say, the only thing that sucks about this fucking song is that that laser, the laser beam instrument.
It was like
playing.
when it was too early.
Yeah,
you know when like they were like first coming out with that shit, and they were like, "Hey, look at this crazy sound we make with this thing," and they were like, "Okay, I like crazy, interesting sound. I'll do it."
That is actually legitimately what happened. Paul went into Abbey Road one day. They're like, "Look what we got," and he's like, "Can you get me one of those?" And he took it to his house and made this album, McCartney 2, that this is a single off of, and then proceeded to get arrested in Japan for bringing a bunch of weed into Japan. And so all of a sudden his band was like, maybe gonna break up, and he was like, I got all that weird shit I put out this summer, just release that, because he had to make a date. And that is where McCartney 2 came from, and that is by far one of the weirdest records ever put out by a major pop star, and I respect the shit out of the man for it. Absolutely. And this just happens to be the thing people remember. But if you think this song is bad, check out Temporary Secretary. Oh, bad. Real bad.
That sounds bad. So the other thing is I'm going to have an album come out. I've decided on March 15th.
Hey, now. That's Ides of March. Yes, indeed.
It's called On the Wings of a Dragon.
Hell yeah.
I recorded it in Long Beach. I'm really proud of it. I think it's very, very funny. It opened for me to get the crowd all riled up, and then they stay riled up the entire time. It was great.
Fuck yeah. Coming out on Radland, right?
That's right, Radland Records. If you know Kyle Clark,
everybody
I'm
does.
sure you do. Then follow him. You can check it out. It'll be out March 15th. Ed's going to also draw the excellent art with probably me standing on the wings of a dragon or something along those lines.
Hell yeah.
Or maybe on the back of a dragon. We don't know. We'll figure it out.
It would be funny.
I'm going to try you humping it.
I was going to say, it'd be funny to call it On the Wings of a Dragon, but it's just a picture of you like standing in like a brick wall or something. Like
that
for no reason.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. It's the Ramones cover. Just,
Maybe on the back of the wall is a dragon or something.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm very excited about it. I'm very proud of it. So March 15th, check that out.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear it. boys, thank you so much for being here, being with the people on this hectic Christmas holiday, whatever week. Hope everybody's having a good one. If you live anywhere near Birmingham, Alabama on the 22nd, you can come and see me, Wes Van Horn, Joe Raines, Shaunak Godkindi, Yadoye Travis, Catherine Blandford, and special guests at Saturn in Birmingham, the return of Yellowhammered. Oh, yeah. That's right. $15 gets you dinner and a show. Can't beat it. Come on out. Our friend Nick Packus is going to be cooking, and I got a little peek at the menu, and like I said a couple weeks ago, might not make it to the stage. I might just eat so much, I'm going to record a blues song and just be going, ugh. On the background of it. So
that's a big show.
That's a big barbecue sandwich. So check me out there, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley, and you can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. The best way to support the show, patreon.com/TheGoodsPod. Second best way to support the show, get me a little Christmas present, leave me a review, Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show that attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy, we're going to put some glue by the Christmas tree and trap you like a fly.
It was Christmas in prison, and the food was real good. We had turkey and pistols carved out of wood. And I dream of her always, even when I don't dream. Her name's on my tongue, and her blood's in my stream. Wait a while, eternity. Oh, Mother Nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God. She reminds me of a chess game with a person I admire, or a picnic in the rain after a prairie fire. Her heart is as big as this whole goddamn jail, and she's sweeter than saccharin at a drugstore sale. Oh, wait a while, eternity. Oh, Mother Nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God. Searchlight in the big yard swings around with the gun and spotlights the snowflakes like dust in the sun. Well, it's Christmas in prison, there'll be music tonight. I'll probably get homesick. I love you, good night. Wait a while, eternity. Oh, Mother Nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God.
The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.